Welcome to the Redvee TV Instant Reaction, supported by Chapel House Cars for the 2024 season. Following St Helens 13 points to 12 against the Huddersfield Giants this Thursday evening. A plethora joining us this evening. Josh, we'll start with, first of all, good win in the end?
Yeah, good win. Saints just show Saints played their class. They grind down Huddersfield, and they showed why they can come back from a narrow game to win 13-12.
I think grind is the right word there, Josh. Wasn't attacking wise expansive.
Wasn't the prettiest, and I think in the first half the game was, and we were as flat as the atmosphere was in here. It's a shame to say it, but it was quiet. It was library-like, and I think that our performance kind of showed that as well. It reflected it. Then there's a bit of a shuffle on 30 minutes. We score the try through Tommy Makinson, through the intercept, and we bring John Bennison off, bring Daryl Clark on and shift the team about. We spoke about it in the Redvee TV show about whether we'd gut to Jack at the back again, and it took us half an hour to do that.
We covered both options, didn't we?
We did. And
well.
Is that, when we talked about Ben Davies doing more than just a 10-minute cameo at the end, is that the way of doing exactly the same with John Bennison? You get half an hour out of him, then you can bring Daryl Clark on. Possibly. It'd be interesting to hear what Wello says post-game.
Was that always pre-planned, that option, do you think? Or was it because we were so flat in attack that we had to change it? Because I said to you after 20 minutes, that was the change I would have made. Put Moses in the halves, Wellesby to full-back, and get Daryl Clark on at 9.
It possibly was. It's an idea. Then you get half an hour out to John Bennison, and you can throw Daryl Clark on, and he's not doing 80 minutes. Be interesting, as I say, to hear what Wello says post game, whether it was premeditated or whether it was just we don't look like we're going to score anything from our own play.
We've gone down 12-0 early. After that, I thought Huddersfield were quite limited. They weren't great after that. We weren't much better, if at all.
Yeah, it looked like we tried to go out to the wings and tried to expand it, especially in the second half. You called, while we've been sat here, you called for Jack Wellesby to get involved more than he did. And it just kind of kept on forcing Huddersfield back, didn't it?
Yeah. Now, we have a guest over from Australia who wants to come on. A fan of the Redvee, of both persuasions, Saints and St George. First Super League game, or have you been over before?
First Super League game.
Will you be coming back?
Yeah, I'd come back and watch it. It was, even though the crowd wasn't very big, didn't look like there was a lot of people here. On an Australian's point of view, the atmosphere, especially from the home end, and the noise, it still got you into the game. Yes, I'd agree that the game at the start was pretty flat. I thought Huddersfield had sort of, when they get there, they're 12 up, I'm thinking, this might not be our night. But the grind, there was a lot of grind. Second half, I think, the Saints did, they did start to warm up, move up into the game. It was a pity it was all played down the wrong end of the paddock for me. but yeah, overall, and to see the finish, 1 point finish, it was a really cracking experience. Hear the crowd, the supporters. It's a really, really good experience.
And to be fair, that was quite quiet for us. I thought that was very quiet. It would have been a Thursday night. But you're right, exactly what you said there. Second half, as I don't think we were great in attack. We had the bulk of possession, and it looked like a matter of time. I think we said next score wins, but Saints had enough possession in that second half. They probably should have done a little bit earlier, maybe, Josh.
Yeah, just when Curran Hurrell on the fifth tackle, he should have passed the ball out. We should have easily put some good kicks, rubber kicks through. Huddersfield were like down and gone.
Is that what we do though? Like from a Saints perspective, we tend to make people come out from their own 10 and not give away them 7 tackle sets, because you kick it dead, and Conrad isn't a prolific kicker, is he? So you kick that dead and you're possibly giving him another 10 metres to come out and another tackle, and Well, I suppose I'll ask the question. Do you think it's wise him keeping hold of the ball and turning him around 5 metres out rather than giving him that set?
From on that perspective, I thought that was even though attacking wise, it might not have been the best option, but when it come time for them to attack in the corner, 5-10 metres out, it wasn't a wasted tackle. It was, to me,
it makes it tougher for them to come on, doesn't it?
Yeah. I almost think Huddersfield coming out from deep didn't look like getting out in the second half. The only opportunities they had was our ill discipline that gave them a couple of penalties to get them up the field. Was the game won, Kevin, when Huddersfield went down to 12?
Yeah, I think it was. As soon as Jake Connor lost his head, as soon as Daryl Clark got right into his ear, that was it. And you see him arguing with the ref, you see him talking to his own teammates and whinging about little things that are happening. That's, unfortunately, for all his ability, that's his liability. And
he tries to play the snide, flicking people in the face, and then he gets it back. Daryl Clark's try is basically because he turns round and runs off crying to the referee, and Daryl Clark goes, I'll go through that gap.
I'm going off that gap. And I think that's the thing. Once you get into a player like his head, all of a sudden, they've got 12 and a half men at best. Listen, he's put in a couple of lovely clearing kicks for them in that second half, but they turn into nothing because they're straight down the throat of Jack Wellsby, 30 metres out, 20 metres out. Listen, if I was a Huddersfield fan, he's the one I'd be looking at for just keep your head. Yeah, have a whinge to the ref, but do it at the right times. That's why I don't think he's been to, with all due respect to Huddersfield, why he's ever been to a club like Saints, Wigan, even Leeds.
As much as he can win you a game, he can just as easily lose you the game. And we said, as soon as we started getting his head in that second half, he was gone.
Yeah.
Obviously, Daryl's come on, Josh.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say he helped change the game? Obviously, he's got the Sky Man of the match tonight. Obviously, once he's come on second half, he has changed things.
He just was running out to dummy half. When he was at Wire, he used to run out dummy half every single game, and then tonight he was playing as his best back from injury.
Yeah.
Now, Jono, you'll be able to tell us a little bit more. You probably watch the NRL because we don't. Wonga Blake, he's had a little bit of a slow start to his Saints career. He's looked lively the last couple of weeks. Can we expect more from him in the Redvee? You say yes.
I think you can. It's I think it's just a matter of seasoning. You know,
as the pitches get drier, will he become quicker?
Yeah. I think that as it warms up a little, it'll suit.
This is warm body you're on about. Summer's been and gone last 3 days.
But yeah, I think he'll come on. He's got to settle in. You just can't. Well, he's only been here for about a month, I think.
I think he's settled in quite well.
No further comments on that.
We looked better in the second half when Jack Wellsby did start coming into the attack. I thought he was quiet at times. He's your star man. He has to perform if we're going to perform.
Yeah, and that's off the back of platforms that are laid. You look at Curtis Siren, who isn't a prop, but has gone and done a job down the middle. You have a look at the likes of Sione Metalti and Matty Lees laying that platform, and that's the only way that you get that kind of right to play. And yet he started poking his head through gaps. He started looking like he was lively. He started looking like he was going to make a break. That's what we need from Jack. Because we go back and speak about another Aussie, Lachlan Coote, when he was full-back for us. Yeah, older, more experienced, had that kicking game as well. That's what we need Jack to kind of start growing into a little bit more. For all his talent and everything that he can do, we just need sometimes when the times are hard, it must be tough coming in from full-back and trying to do it, but when times are hard, he needs to just get hold of the ball a little bit more, like he's done in that second half, and show us what he can do. Because in that second half, his game just went up a level and another level.
First half, we looked like there wasn't much of a plan in attack. that probably comes a little bit from what Paul Whelan said in the week about us having that short turnaround and not a lot of time to prepare for tonight. And we've kept it simple. We've got 9 days now before we go to Hull KR. The performance, it's fair to say, is going to have to be 10 million times better if we're going to try and get a result there.
I don't think we can start as slowly as we did. We start as slowly as we did against Hull KR, you're going to struggle.
Yeah. I did think from the games that I have watched, I thought the Saints did start slow. They did seem a bit sluggish, a bit. I don't know if it was because they playing with all the supporters down the home end. It lifts.
Yeah. I almost felt at 12-0, if Huddersfield get another score, we're potentially done. 3 scores down. It was really important. Tommy Makinson's intercept just before half-time.
Yeah, good interception by Tommy.
Easy for you to say.
Good interception by Tommy there, and then he just cut the ball. Huddersfield were trying to do a good play, and next minute they failed. Then Tommy just got over there, and then 6 points back for us. Then Percy got the kick over. Yeah.
And it's almost that time of the game. We needed that just before half time, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. We talked about. We started off by talking about being in the grind. We've got another 2 points on the board. As we've said at this time of the year, it's about getting those points on the board and getting towards the business end. We said it was going to be a hard game tonight. That's what we ended up with. Next week is one of the, I think out of the 10 I said, is one of the toughies, and fingers crossed we may have Lewis Dodd back next week. Does he come straight back in?
He probably does. You have Moses and Daryl doing a little bit each at dummy half. I think if they're missing Mikey Lewis, that's massive for them. We'll obviously cover that in the week. But if they're missing Mikey Lewis, he's a big fulcrum for them. We've just got to start quicker. As we've said, you've got to start quicker against the likes of Hull KR, because they're one of the teams who are challenging for top 4 and want to be challenging for top 2.
Happy days. I'm not sure how we've got 12 and a half minutes out of that tonight.
No, because my arm is absolutely killing me from holding something like this as well.
Thank you to Josh and Jono for joining us, and Kev, as always. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the week for the Redvee TV show. Catch you soon.